So the TFcon third-party presentation that was originally supposed to be at TFcon Orlando recently just aired live on YouTube. And what I'll do is I'll post a link in the comments below so you could go check out the whole thing in its entirety. It's pretty long. I'd say it's about probably, I think, 30 minutes or 40 minutes, something like that. It was hosted by Ryan, which has hosted for quite a few years now, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in there, but I really want to touch on the last thing that they closed out the third-party presentation with, and it's that of a mysterious character that cannot be named. And obviously I'm going to be posting images here in the segment to give you an idea of who we're talking about here, but we might as well keep with the requests of the anonymous individual who gave the images for the TFcon third-party panel and go with the fact that it is a anonymous individual. And it is an anonymous, we don't know. What is the name of the company? What is the name of this toy? We don't know. I mean, we've already kind of joked about it on the podcast, but let's just go with this planetoid character that brings a lot of bad things. Let's put it that way. It says here that according to the third-party panel, we got a whole bunch of new information. And we now know that it's 100%. It's going to be 19 inches tall from top to bottom in robot mode. We know that it's going to now officially, after all the joke images and everything, we know officially it's going to be coming with 2 tractor beam pieces, which are, it's supposed to represent when the character was sucking up the planet and all the characters and debris and everything like that from another planet from the beginning of a 1986 movie, if you will. And this tractor beam also doubles as a stand when used with the faceplate pieces of the front of the planetoid mode. We also learned that the head is going to be a self-contained electronic device where you could remove the head to have its moon head mode, if you will, after the large final battle of that 1986 movie. But it also has a panel that opens up in the back and clearly shows that for future molding, it's probably going to house pill batteries to be used for a light-up eye gimmick, which is pretty cool that they have that, although this isn't confirmed, but the panel is there and the space is there for pill batteries, so put 2 and 2 together. Right now, what is in hand is the prototype of the figure itself. It has a ton of articulation, ab crunch, hip swivel, ankle tilts, a lot of really good articulation. The photos just, again, do it justice to show all the different poses that could be done. The mouth opens on the robot mode head, so you have it exposing his teeth for eating or chewing. What's also interesting from an eating and chewing standpoint comes from the planet mode, where it has the separate plates, one for using that tractor beam mode, and one that's like an open maw or mouth that really has a gaping empty area in the center, and it kind of reminds me of War Planets or the Beast Planet, where it kind of had the same gimmick where it had like just this opening thing. And I almost wonder if in the future there might be little planets that could fit inside it and get eaten by it. I don't know. It looks like it kind of is trying to play up that gimmick, or maybe it's just a healthy coincidence by there just being empty space in the planet mode when it's transformed like that. Going back to the robot mode, there's also going to be light piping in the ab area. Of course, that character, during his famous transformation from that 1986 movie, he had an ab area that had like a clear kind of glassy red coloring. And so it looks like the way they went about that is they kind of did like a light piping for the red ab crunch there. And it looks really cool. And they're shown in the images in the segment if you want to see more of that. I'll obviously post a few images, but for everything in its completion, you could see that in the segment, which I'll link in the comments below. Now, this looks really cool. It looks really, really good. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and it really shows that this is a very good alternative for people that didn't get on the HasLab version of this character. It also shows, again, that it's going to keep trucking forward, that there is going to be a way that people will be able to get this. The thing with me is that while it looks spectacular in robot mode, It actually looks even more articulated, even in the wings and everything, than even that of the HasLab version. But the alt mode does have one weakness, in my opinion, and it's that how the colors match up. And nothing is going to be perfect. I can't expect it to be perfect. This is a old design that was probably never intended to be that perfect. But you could kind of see from the side of the planetoid mode that some of the robot mode's colors just cannot be properly, I guess the word I'm looking for is maybe covered up. And so you can see that the uniformness of the planet mode's colors do get broken up from some of the robot modes. I guess it looks like the arms and chest there that bring in the orange over the blue of the planet mode. Something that the Hasbro version was able to do, but the Hasbro version also has a lot more kibble. So there's more of a shell former system going on with the Hasbro version that is able to maintain having that uniform color in the planet mode. That while this version here, while it's not going with using a shell forming gimmick to maintain a planet mode, it kind of has to sacrifice then how much colors could be used from swapping from one mode to the other. Again, nothing is perfect, but it's good that people have options. And considering that this is a character that is very key to a lot of people's collections, I'm glad that this option exists, because I would hate for a character that is this important to be that limited for individuals. And so definitely check this out. Again, check the comments below, and I'll link to the actual panel itself. And yeah, this is spectacular stuff. And if you're someone that didn't get in on that HasCon one, this is a much cheaper alternative. Obviously, it's not as large and it's not official, but I do agree that this is a very good alternative and something that you should not be ashamed of owning in alternative. There's no FOMO or fear of missing out if you got this instead, in my opinion. I think it's a very good figure otherwise. So check it out. Cannot be named. Maybe we'll cut the jokes later. But it cannot be named. And also, we will be talking about the other third-party stuff later on this week. And I also want to thank everyone who came by yesterday for the Transformers Slag live stream on YouTube. We had, I think, it peaked at like 150 people at one point. So that was pretty crazy. And I was very happy with a lot of the individuals who came down. And man, we talked for like 3 to 4 hours. It was nonstop questions, and people got to see like a nice tour of the craziness of the museum that I live in. So again, thanks again for coming for that. And we will be talking about the other third-party stuff from TFcon later this week.